the first episode of the Vintage Radio and Communications Museum of Connecticut series. My name is Thomas Maynard. In today's episode, we will take a look at the history of the radio and the phonograph. We will start out by looking at a tube radio and a lamp radio, both from the 1940s.
Oh, okay, well, I was going to bring you over to the Zenith, which is a tube radio. Over here.
Go ahead.
So you can hear the tube sound, okay? We turn it on, and then you wait until it warms up, okay? And I always think it's broken, but then it comes on. It takes its time coming on, right?
Yeah.
Because the tubes are warming up. And then you'll see it start to glow.
Yeah, it's not like today where you can just play it and it goes.
Exactly. See, here it is. It's ready now. And usually you see a glow happening.
You know, just cut those dead mops off at the top, where they pruned from the previous year.
It's a very wide
and they were all
sound,
dead
very
sticks.
warm, sensual
and then
sound.
all the hydrangea was growing from the bottom.
Amplitude, it's AM. It's amplitude modified instead of FM, frequency modified.
Old sticks at all. And I was wondering,
yeah, I hear that sometimes
I'm looking around my neighborhood and I see a whole bunch of
it sounds good, right? It sounds warm.
And it's got a long way to go before it does that.
So that's a 1942 Zenith, right? Right. And I'll turn on a 1941 lamp radio. This is Bakelite, which is very hardy. You know, it's hard to break it. Again, we got to wait till it warms up. You'll see it start glowing. And it comes on when it's ready.
One Toyota used to be on Main Street, and then there was Goody's Hardware. Goody's is still there. Yeah. It's just farther down there. In fact, around the corner, I think it was probably replaced as a younger, smaller
Cute little radio. I bet it was a big deal in its time.
Oh, yeah,
1941. That was a
especially
big...
having that connected with your lamp.
Yeah, it's very practical. Like they used to have ingenuity back then. Okay, so those are the two tube radios.
Next, we will look at some battery-operated radios and some phonographs and record players from the 1920s.
We're moving in, John.
The AC voltage.
These are 1920s, battery-operated, okay? So they only would run them like once a week because they're very expensive to run the batteries. So they're all in really good shape when we get them in. And people got very creative making the antennas. You see the antenna over there?
Yeah.
And then the horns. The horns are very good amplifiers, okay? But like this is a Guibi. And the high-end ones would have gold escutcheons around here. These would be real gold. And there's a movie called The River Runs Through It with Brad Pitt. Halfway through the movie, there's a Guibi in the background. I always look for that in the old movies, the Guibi. Yeah. It's on Netflix, I think, maybe. And then like over there is a Atwater Kent on the breadboard. Just keep going straight.
Which generates lots of heat.
Yeah, right here. This is a breadboard. People like it because all the parts are out on the board.
What they would do is, I cringe when I think of it, they would take the two wires.
And the horns, like I said, are really good amplifiers, right? I'm not into that big horn, but I'm going to keep it on there. Oh.
So this would be like a speaker. More like
a speaker?
This big.
Yeah, the horn's a speaker.
Oh.
Yeah, and it really projects the sound. The way you go, the louder it gets. Okay. This is the sound control. Okay, to quiet it down. So these were wax cylinders. Oops, I turned it off. Let me turn it back on. They were wax cylinders, and so they would melt. So Thomas Edison, the inventor, he had a cement factory. So he started putting cement into these cylinders so they wouldn't melt. So these are the blue Ambersol ones, or Amberola. And these, you can see that the lines are tighter together, so this was 2 songs, whereas the lines are spaced apart, this was 1 song. But these were better, these were an upgrade, okay, these blue ones. And then they started hiding the horn, like there's a horn in there, but they hid it, you know, for some reason. And some people can tell the difference. Let's see, how do we go down? Tell the difference between the blue one and the black one. I can't.
I don't think you would be able to.
No, I really can't. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. Yeah. So someone had one of these?
Yeah, my grandma.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm so glad she has it.
Yeah. She has it.
Oh, that's great. She has it because they used to have phonograph burning parties, you know,
Really?
when the radio came out. Yes, it's not.
No, she had that. Not quite as fancy, but the same thing.
Yeah.
Your grandmother, your other grandmother has it.
Oh, yeah, gramophone. Those are really cool. That's very cool.
Well, like these 2 here.
I hope you do have one.
My grandmother has one at
That's
her house.
great.
Yeah.
We have a lot of fun with those. Those are 78 records.
Oh yeah, we had the 78 records.
You should keep it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then they got into the furniture, like that's cherry, that's mahogany. And then we have Edison really loved this quality, sound quality, and so he made these diamond disc records. This is supposed to be the best record, okay? It's really heavy, you can feel it. He put cement in there, clay, China clay. And these would take all day to make. He would shellac them, wait 4 hours, shellac again. So this was like the best record, these diamond discs. But the timing was wrong, okay? Because radio was coming into play. Like in 1928, the radio took over. People didn't care about the great sound. They wanted the beat and the dancing. So the timing, you know, kind of killed the phonograph. 1928, they closed up the shop, you know.
It's a diamond disc. They put cement in it.
Yeah. Well, I meant to say clay, China clay. Feel how heavy. That's supposed to be the best record ever made.
Wow.
The diamond disc.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
What a piece of
Isn't it
material.
amazing? It's so beautiful.
I have never seen this before.
Right, but the timing was bad.
The little dog, I see it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the big
piece.
dog.
That's how they advertised it.
See the dog is all over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering what the dog was.
That's what that is.
And you can control the speed with that, can't you?
Yes, which I never knew they control the speed, but they do. But I wanted to see how the head is bobbing up and down. It bobs up and down. And that's to protect the record. That was something that he invented.
It's sort of like a floater.
Yes, that's floating. Yes, and the other ones would go side to side, but this one goes up and down. I know, this is a great discovery. It was perfect, but the timing was 1928. People weren't interested in radio, so it never really took off. Yes, it did. That must have been why he didn't make it in the radio business. Yeah. Well, he wasn't into it anyway. Edison didn't like radios. And so he let his son go into it, but they lost him millions of dollars, unfortunately.
Next, we will take a look at some more fancy radios, and some of them are even disguised as pieces of furniture.
And then we just have more of the radio. So we have more of the older radios, with the fancy antenna somebody made, you know. People were so fancy with the antennas.
Yeah.
And then they started hiding the radios for some reason. Like this one is hidden in there. And this one's hidden in here. And then this one's hidden in there.
Oh.
I don't know, maybe some people wouldn't steal them, or who knows what their reason is.
What is that?
There's a radio in there.
Oh.
Somehow, like maybe this probably opens up or something. I don't know. Maybe not.
Oh, and this thing actually...
Or maybe this lifts up. They're just hiding it to make it...
Because I noticed this dial control.
Oh, it's dial control. Okay.
That dial will control what radio station you're going to listen to.
Oh, okay. So, I guess they want it to look like a piece of furniture, you know?
And I think maybe they wanted to just blend in with their house when they have guests over. And...
Yeah, right. Use it as a piece of furniture.
Right.
And this is just a beautiful... I want to turn it on, but they got the jukebox going, so it gets to be too much noise, but this sounds really beautiful. A tube radio that sounds very beautiful. It's a Victrola. It's a phonograph, too. I mean a Victor, not a Victrola. Victor was electric. Victrola was a wind-up. RCA Victor. Somebody's loving the jukeboxes.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one is electric. You don't have to wind it. Come on over here. So now we're in the age of radio, and this is a cathedral radio, okay? And over there is a tombstone. That's a tombstone radio, this one here. This is tombstone.
Probably because it looks like a tombstone?
It does look like a tombstone.
Yeah.
I don't know why they came up with that. Maybe it's to counteract the church look of the cathedral.
There you go.
It does really look like a tombstone. I'd like to know.
From there to there?
Yeah, I'd like to know who came up with it. So everyone, they're coming up with a gimmick to be different. Like this one has the speaker underneath it, okay? And this one has the speaker on top. So they just got creative, you know, very American ingenuity.
And I think they might have wanted to try out, see what works best.
Yeah.
But I think the best one is on the front because that's where it's coming towards you.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, you don't want to hit the bottom.
Right.
So they just got
Well, the bottom's probably the worst because the floor absorbs all your sound.
Right. Yeah, I never got that one too much.
The next type of radio we will look at isn't as fancy as the previous ones, but there's some smaller tube radios from the 1940s.
And these are the 5-tube. 5-tube, they call it All-American 5. But they don't have a power transformer, so they call it a hot radio. You can get shocked pretty easy on these. But they're pretty, and people like them, right? So, say 40s, 1940s. And then you can see we have tons of tubes. We sell tubes, you know? People love the tube sound.
Yeah.
However, the tubes use a lot of electricity and they get very hot. So that's why they made the switch to this over here. This is important. See this thing over here?
Yeah.
That little thing right there took over tubes. That's called a transistor. And it changed everything. Because then we went into solid state. Everything got light and portable and no more tubes. Okay? Because they're using transistors. So everything changed right here. All right?
These was in little radios up there, Tommy.
Yeah, these little transistors. She used to have those, yeah. I used to have one. I never appreciated it. Yeah. Threw it around, you know.
They were fun.
Yeah, they're fun. So, just some more high-end radios.
The last type of radio we will look at are some Zenith radios that I believe are from the 1950s and 60s, but I'm not 100% sure on that one.
I have one of these. I have one of these Zenith because it's got a great antenna. It just goes on forever. You know, like this is an antenna.
Oh, that's funny.
Zenith Transoceanic. I was just showing them the great antenna on this radio. Oh. I have one of these. It's
You have one of those?
Yeah, I do have one. It's a Zenith Transoceanic, like from the 70s. And I also have a regular Zenith Transoceanic.
Oh, that's nice. That's beautiful.
Yeah, they have a beautiful faceplate.
Yes.
And good antennas, good reception. So these are collectible. Some people collect Zenith, you know. Yeah.
Thank you for watching today's episode on the Vintage Radio and Communications Museum. Next week, we will take a look at the history of telephones and communications. I hope to see you there.
got spurs that jingle, jangle, jingle as I go riding merrily along. And they sing, oh, ain't you glad you're single? And that song ain't so very far from wrong. Oh, Lily Bell,